As your workforce care nurse, I want you to know before burnout, there is work fatigue. Work fatigue is chronic job stress that has started affecting your mind, emotions, body, ethics, spirit, and it often appears before disease fully manifests. This is why Black women and registered nurses who may present to the doctor with common symptoms of mental and physical diseases still leave the doctor feeling dismissed, confused, unseen. The issue is not with the doctor ignoring you. The issue is that doctors are used or should be used for medical diagnosis, treatment plans for medicine, medical treatment plans, and disease management of a fully manifested disease. They're not preventative. Prevention is a nurse's job. Workforce care is designed for prevention, assessment, system navigation, and work context, understanding, knowledge. You know, how God says, in all you're getting, get understanding. Workforce care is where you get that understanding about the workplace health connection. We do this so that before stress, we do this because before stress becomes disease, poverty, crises, regret, workforce loss, you've been given enough information to make sound decisions that protect your health equity and improve your measurable return to work health outcomes. I'm Glenee Davis. I am the visionary founder and CEO at Glenee's RX for Life. We are a career burnout consultancy and healthcare education agency where we specialize in workplace mental health for Black career women and registered nurses, two populations that absolutely deserve specialized understanding, specialized knowledge, and specialized application of their unique workplace situation that is making them sick and sending them into the doctor. Many are not returning back to work better than when they left. And we want to intervene, we want to intercept whatever is happening to those groups. But today we are talking about this is Medication Monday. This is the warning before prescription or the education before medication. This is going to be a 4-week nurse led informed content series. We're going to meet here once a week. And I am going to be addressing this week emotional blunting and how that impacts registered nurses and Black career women in the workplace. This series is for Black career women, registered nurses, first generation professionals, single moms who depression like symptoms may have started with the job. This is not a medication management series. This is a warning based informed consent. You should have all the information that you need before you bypass your least invasive treatment, which is education, before doing invasive treatment, which is medication. Because if the workplace distress is the root cause and your first serious intervention should not be prescriptions, right? It should be assessment. You should have a professional on your team, a healthcare professional on your team, rooting for your health equity goals. Okay, so let's talk about emotional blunting. The cost of looking like you don't care. I know that we want to walk around here like we don't care. We don't, we, for me, I was raised a stoic. I was not raised to just give emotions every time I turn around, just stoic, you know? But I know so many people are not like that. And I do value who you are, wherever you come from, and what your cultural background may be. But we're talking about you interacting in a community like the workplace. The workplace is a unique area where we have to love thy neighbor. someone, not my next door neighbor, but love thy neighbor, someone who does not come from where I come from, who may not look like I look, but still needs to be treated as if I were in that particular situation. That is how I should stop what I'm doing and help someone else who is in need, including your coworker. So right now, workers are walking into appointments. They're overwhelmed, exhausted, crying, anxious, angry, breaking down because of the work. But instead of being asked, what's happening to you at work? Your physicians and your nurse practitioners are only listening for your symptoms. You're giving them symptomology for them to check off boxes and to give you a diagnosis. Remember, diagnosis is medicalization. Medicalization means that they can profit off of your diagnosis. This is not a slight or a shade against the industry, but as a healthcare consumer, you should know how to better navigate the industry that you are patronizing as a patient or as a healthcare consumer, as a client, that is not going to mislead you, but to guide you so that you can overcome whatever issue is literally causing your demise, like causing you to feel burdened, scared, financially strapped, without a God on your side. Like these are things that you need to be entering into the healthcare industry, coming out strengthened, because health do not belong to the healthcare industry. Health alone belongs to Yahweh. And if somebody is pointing you in any other direction, they are misleading and misguiding you. But if you want to go that way, that's fine. I'm not here to redirect anybody, honey. I ain't got that much time in this world. I'm here focused on people who potentially might want to listen to somebody who's been through it and not just overcome it with my life. Well, not just overcome it to live, but overcame it with my promised life. Just like the word says. For Black career women and registered nurses, this can be dangerous. This can be dangerous to your mental health. It can be dangerous to your emotional health, your ethical health. It can be dangerous to your spiritual health and your physical health. When you bypass the issue that you are actually experiencing to medicate it so that you can get back to a job that has been hurting you. Because one side effect, emotional blunting, which we're talking about today, can change how you feel, can change how you respond, and how other people see you and perceive you. As Black women, we already have a problem with the angry Black woman syndrome, this Black fatigue. And, people really feel like this. I was at a restaurant just the other day, dressed very well, very presentable, very polite, and just got spoken down to. Like, can't win for losing, can't win for showing up. But I have a theory on this whole angry Black woman persona that other people see in us. And it's this: you're carrying chronic job stress. You just look at the symptoms of it. Chronic cortisol levels. That's what we're displaying when we do not handle the business that we're supposed to be handling. And even when we take medication to emotionally blunt this, it looks even worse. So, the best self care act that you can do from this day forward is handle the business at hand, no matter what the consequence you are fearing. Because when you take care of yourself and you do the right thing for yourself, good consequences are going to happen. If you don't know whether or not your symptoms are actually internal or from your external environment like the workplace, you can do a simple questioning. When did these symptoms start? What happened? Where did I fall? What happened? Where did I trip? Who tripped me? Like, when did this occur? This cross happen? Did it begin after workplace stress that lasted longer than 6 weeks? Was it bullying? Did I not say something to an adversary that I should have? Did I feel like I should have checked somebody and remained silent to keep the peace? Did something discriminatory happen? Did somebody talk about your speech, your hair, your language in a negative way, in a ah, derogatory way? Is it retaliation? Did you say something to someone to confront and mention one of your protected classes and you were retaliated against, no longer invited to meetings, given every weekend, every holiday? Are you working in unsafe staffing? Is it too much for you? Are you unable to rest? Are you in a cognitive fog, a decline, a brain fog? Or is it just chronic overwork? These are questions that you need to ask yourself to figure out, how do you get from under this self imposed issues that could be contributing to your mental health, to you needing to take medicine to continue on, which we call burnout. Did emotional numbness begin after starting or increasing the medication? If so, you need to jot this down and talk to your doctor about this. I don't do medication management. I'm here to help you not go on medication for workplace issues. When you go and see your doctor about symptoms that are arising and you know they're from the workplace, you're going to put you on medication anyway. And you're going to take these medications not to get better, but to tolerate whatever issue is happening in the workplace. So you have to identify, is this not only depression? Could this be work fatigue? This can also be from workplace harm. Did something take place in the workplace? And if medication is added, how would emotional blunting become a secondary problem for you? Maybe patients and patients' family won't feel like they're able to connect with you, or there are going to be some performance improvement indicators, or you just not able to mount a care, just emotional bluntness, or lack of apathy because you don't have the emotional capacity because of the emotional bluntness that occurs from taking the medication. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to prepare questions for yourself before accepting a prescription. And I mean, do not take that prescription unless you have these answers, because accepting the prescription is a medical record, and it is a documentation. And then there you have a record of some disease that's attached to that medication, all electronic records. You don't even want the prescription unless you get your questions answered. Okay. Could the medication make me feel emotionally numb? And what would that look like for you? Could it affect my empathy, my relationships, or my work presentations? What should I do if stop feeling like myself? The first intervention should be assessment. You should know what you're up against and what you're dealing with before you decide to do any invasive therapy like taking medication. And if it's the job that's causing symptoms, the workplace must be assessed. Then you can evaluate after you do your assessment, after some time has passed. Am I healing? Or do I continue to feel muted? Am I calm or am I emotionally flat? Are people saying you don't seem like yourself? This is if you're taking the medication. But if you do the assessment, I promise, if it's the workplace, you will have an immediate peace fall over you. Emotional blunting is not just feeling numb, okay? For the RN, empathy can be a part is a part of your practice. Lack of empathy is all over the clinics and the hospitals, how we're supposed to have empathy. How can you have empathy for someone when you're literally taking a medication so that you can tolerate things that you are not feeling compatible with and are not empathetic for you? For Black career women, emotional presence is a part of your credibility. For the mother, connection is a part of the family stability. I grew up with a mother with mental illness, stayed locked up in her room, no connection. If this person becomes flat, detached, or less responsive, people may say this could be the medication side effect. I've worked with that nurse also. I'm like, wow, she doesn't care about anything. They may say that she's cold, that she doesn't care, that she's disconnected, she's not safe, she's not the same nurse she used to be, she's not the same mother, she's not the same woman. Work fatigue asks this one simple question the system keeps skipping: what happened at work? What about work changed you? And what did you do in response to it? If the symptoms started with your job, but nobody is assessing your work, providing you a nursing diagnosis, which assesses you and the environment, then you're missing a great deal of your recovery and improving your health outcomes. Then you'll end up being treated as the problem. And you're kind of the problem if you don't want to assess your situation and do what you need to do, right? Like, I don't mean that in a bad way, but how dare you know that you have a problem and you skip over it and try to do something else instead of the thing that you're supposed to do? How dare you? Then, if the medication changes how this person presents in the workplace, may use that change against her. Yeah, this is not the person that I hired. She's not being very communicative. She's not saying what's going on and what she needs. You have an expectation, a role expectation, conditions of employment. Now, the original workplace issue remains untouched, and the worker carries this label, these side effects, and the consequences of taking the medication. Now, before workplace depression becomes a prescription for you, you as the worker deserve informed consent, and you deserve the nursing process all up in your business to make sure that you have health equity goals and health equity improvement, and that you're not taken out by the workplace or FMLA being your entry point into a big system that wants to generate income off your controversy. So, not just basic side effects, real life side effects. How could this affect my work? I want you to think about this. How could this affect my work? How could this affect my relationships? How could this affect how people perceive me, how I perceive myself? How could this affect my return to work outcome? If your symptoms started with the job, do not let prescription be your first serious assessment you receive. Take the work fatigue quiz today before you call depression, before you call it depression, before you come into alignment with depression. You may have the symptoms, but please assess the work. Take our work fatigue quiz. You'll be glad you did. I'll leave the link below, okay? Until next time, be well.